counsel youth, young people, men, and I'm here to help as much as possible in this wonderful territory. I love my beautiful Virgin Islands. I know I've got this funny accent. My family's from here, so I understand how he does do it here. So thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
So that's a little plug, because if you're an avid listener of the show, you would know that Hennessy supports therapy. And so does TJ.
Oh.
Okay.
You can't just let me get that one
I
day?
want to know.
Well, me can't. It's tonight. Tonight is your night. Hold on. I'm going to love you. This month is your month. I'm going to love you.
Thank you for sharing.
Shit.
But, we are opinionated, but I believe that we should have brought the Calvary. We should have bring some kind of Calvary. So
Right.
thank you so much for coming and giving us the perspective that I know that you will give us. So thank you.
No.
We just said it's not a battle of the
just
sexes.
said-
You're man.
No. It's not a battle in here, but the men, we are battling for our lives.
Oh my
At the
God.
end of the day,
You know what? So let's get started. So who checks for the good men? What is your definition of a good man?
Is it
We know it.
anybody? Oh, them. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I'm just a mediator tonight.
So what is our definition of a good man?
Correct.
Yes, please.
kiss the mic.
That's very loaded. Definition of a good man.
Your
I
opinion,
believe-
of course.
I believe that would go based on circumstance, because what is good for one isn't the same definition for another person. So good man would have to be for self, following the righteousness of God, in making sure you be true to oneself, because I'm telling you, I might be a very good love maker, cook, take care of the kids, excellent with the finances, but then still that might not be enough for you. Might not be good enough for you. You might want somebody who might choke you now and again and rough you up here. Or
So that doesn't make him a
Help
good man?
us.
I'm telling you,
Okay.
Help
but
us.
we see these things.
Help us.
So sometimes it is so it's such a like TJ said before, it's such a loaded statement when it comes to what's a good man.
Okay.
We see great men take abuse out here. And I always like to say sometimes the right words fall on the wrong ears. Because some of the sisters just don't want to hear some of the things the good men have to say.
Okay.
I open.
I see we have a geo thinking.
No, I mean, he pack it. Pack it in, he squeeze it in.
Wait a little closer to your mouth.
He pack it in, he squeeze it in. Aaron, some of what he said, I agree with, especially from a universal perspective. The best way to recognize a good man would be like your moral compass. I mean, for some people that's a myth, because you rarely hear the words moral compass being used. But the gauge for that moral compass to me is the word of God, because it's universal to everyone. So it's like I just say, the Bible ain't nobody particular friend, because everybody will get licks from the Bible. But at the same time, it's the best mirror to put up to really speak to you about yourself. And in that same book, it say, every man is right in his own eyes. Right. So now, what's the measuring? How do you measure yourself to see where you could be better, or that you might have done all these great things, but then that same word would humble you in that you might be great with those things, but then you're selfish. So what is that gauge? I would say, one, a good man provides for his children's children. Because that's generational. And and I also say his steps are ordered by God. So how do you know? Well, if you read God's word and you watch that man's life, the way he deals with people, do unto others as you have them do unto you.
Right.
And these kind of things, I would say that kind of gauges that person, whether you know them or not. By their deeds, you kind of get a definition. So That's the serious version.
So I'm already getting a message. It says, "Good night, love. Tell the guys they need to speak up a bit more. Can't hear them too clearly."
Sorry.
Okay, so we got kiss the mic.
Pretty much.
Okay.
So, I guess we hello.
Who checks on the good men?
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I check the battery.
How in the world you gonna stop this thing from talking? What do you do? I don't understand it.
No, if you had an iPhone,
First
you
of
wouldn't
all,
have that problem.
don't do that. Don't do that. Don't come for the Samsungs, the Android.
I don't know how the phone operate that way. But facts, it did. I guess it had its own opinion about what a good man was.
Correct is right.
So to piggyback on what everybody said so far, I'm just gonna keep it simple because it was evident in my life when I could admit I was wrong. And
Simple.
And yeah, no.
We still on the first question.
Yeah. So a good man for me is when a man can admit he is wrong, and take advice. So I'm going to leave it right there for now.
Yeah. Okay.
Excellent. So I agree with all of my brothers here. But for me, it's more of a human question, right? And so the question I have is, can a man be human, right? Because a lot of times, going back to the green flag versus red flag, we've been taught to look just at the red flags, right? So no one says to a man what to actually be. What we've been taught is what not to be. We say, don't be weak. Don't be scared. Don't be gay. Don't be this and that. No one says to be this. So the question becomes, what is it to be a good man? I think it's that really to be a good man is to be human. To be able to experience the whole scope of the human experience, have ups, downs, be able to have happiness, sadness, love, hate, be afraid. So a good man is a human man, right? And so once you're able to be human, then you can connect to other persons and make mistakes. I believe all males have all the characteristics of being a good man, but we don't have a chance to develop that. Depending on how we've been raised, do we know how to take care of a person, or can we protect them? So do we have to have all the qualifications to be a good man? No. I think as long as we have the understanding of who we are as a person, it begins with self. A good man, first and foremost, has to have knowledge of self, self-awareness. You have to know who you are.
Right.
And everything stems from there. Once a man knows who he is, everything else falls into place. Because when I don't know who I am, that's when I hurt you all. Because I realized if I know who I am, I know I'm supposed to protect you and love you. But if I don't know who I am, I'm actually destroying everything around me because I'm trying to discover who I am. And now, because we always question a man's quality to be a man, we're always like, okay, am I doing something to disqualify myself from being a man? As opposed to saying, how do I discover my manhood? It becomes a different question now, right? So if I disqualify myself, I'm afraid to do anything. I'm afraid to discover who I am. As opposed to saying, listen, let's discover who you are, man. Now he can make a mistake. He can now be adventurous, take risk, and you all saying, I see you growing, man. And you love that part of that. But if you don't allow me to do anything, now I'm stuck. Now I'm just mad all the time. I can only express one thing. So in my short version, I think a good man is a human that can experience the entire scope of the human experience.
And learn.
And learn.
Oh, I have to answer too?
Yes.
I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
Are we allowed to answer?
I had to.
Yes.
It's so much more
I
important.
had to Google.
What is your definition of a good man?
I had to Google.
You had
That's
to
what
Google.
Google saying when you get
What Google tell you? Because we have, you know what AI told teachers.
A good man isn't defined by perfection, and I think a lot of us women think that you're supposed to be perfect.
There you go.
As a good man.
There you go.
And so whenever you having an experience of a human, what the doctor said, human scope, it's like, that ain't right. Like, why you crying? Don't do that. Well, you can't kill the roach because don't do that. You know, I think, so I think like, we just, I don't know. It's like we hold y'all to a particular standard, and then once y'all don't meet that standard, you're not considered a good man. And again, I'm not speaking from, I guess, me. Not every woman would have the same definition of a good man, of course. So I just think it's a man who could take accountability. Hey, how about a man who just can't take accountability? He has a good character. And, he makes choices, good choices, I guess, so I don't know. I just think you're not perfect. I'm learning that. Let me say that. Let me clear it up. I am learning that a good man is not a perfect man, but a trying man. Okay, that's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
I believe that in and of ourselves, we have perfection. And why I say that is because what might be perfect
For one person.
might be a basic level for someone else, you know what I mean? And so it depends on what it is you would like to have. And for some reason in my head, I keep hearing, man is like fire. Man is like fire, because you can have wildfire. When I heard you speak about a man knowing himself, and when he knows himself, he will know how his interaction with others would be. He might avoid certain aspects of your life knowing himself, and he may involve himself more in your life knowing himself, knowing what he can bring maybe to that situation to help it, right? So like fire, you could be wild, you could be blaze a whole field, then it could be in a lantern, it could be trim, it could be limited to a stove, sometimes they get gas and then they light, but and it could be limited to just a match, right? And once that match go out, it's dead. So to me, it depends on the individuals, and I always say this on this show, communication brings back that definition of what good and perfect could be.
Okay. So then I'm going to ask, because I told you to prepare yourselves before the show. Did you, well, those of you who came on time.
Positive stuff, Lou. Positive stuff.
So my question is, you, based on your definition, did you see anybody in your life that checked off what you said?
It's a good question.
Do you have any good men? Did you see any good men in your life? And do you have any good men in your life today?
It's a good question.
I would say I have, I grew up in a single parent home, right? So the only male figure I had around me was my older brother. I saw some things he did. They weren't the best things to learn from. But I saw the man he is today. And I would say my brother is one hell of a man.
Okay.
And then you saw, I saw things from the other men in the community, the older guys. And they trained us differently.
Okay.
You had to have a certain body count when you were young.
Did they train you on this?
No.
They train you?
No.
I'm just, if we're going to speak facts, we're going to speak facts, right? You couldn't come around if you didn't have a girlfriend, or, and as a young boy around older guys, you're 11, 12, you're around those older guys, 19, 20, 17, 18, 19, 20, around those. The conversation's totally different, but you're there like a young sponge. You trying all these different things. So, for in the long scheme of things, I think from all those men that I grew up around, I learned I took things from each of them that kind of made sense for me.
Okay.
It was a lot of trial and error for me. Because, like I said, I never had no one around to tell me, look, Aaron, those things will stick with you. But when you don't hear those things, you don't see those things, you now have to learn on the fly when you become said husband or father or boyfriend. And you get called names. You ain't a good man. Because now, you remember, sometimes you get yourselves involved in relationships with young ladies that saw this in their home. So they didn't see it from you. They're not seeing it from you. So you're not being judged as a good man because you are not what they were accustomed of seeing in the house. Not giving you the opportunity to grow or to learn or to nurture.
Yeah.
So we're not, as men, we're not given the opportunity to learn,
Right.
to be nurtured.
To develop, yeah.
We have to come with it.
Right.
And if we don't come with it,
Problems.
we're labeled as a bad person. You're not a good enough man. You're this, you know, so.
So we are compared as well, based on what you're saying.
Very much.
If
And it's
Henny
natural.
grew up with this image of what a man is versus what you grew up with, all in a relationship we are being compared based on our own different experiences, and not having the
Okay.
opportunity to.
So I just want to
learn.
make sure that I'm following though. So Aaron says his big brother. Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's what he
TJ?
said.
Yeah.
Not TJ, sorry, Gio.
Well, I grew up around a lot of men, from uncles to cousins to my father being present, churchmen, you know, then being in the military, you know. So the one thing that stands out for me from young to even to date is your whining count, meaning your complaining count. It's like the men that I saw did, and hindsight showed, wow, you know, like these men were going through all of this, but they didn't say nothing about it. They didn't use it for like an excuse not to execute, an excuse not to show up, you know, despite what they, like my father didn't have a mom. You know, his mom died when he was like 5, so he grew up with his father and his older brothers and his older sisters, and he was the last. They say we're 20, but I know of 16, right? For one woman, so, you know, that's why she probably won.
So you would have considered all the men in your community that you grew up with good men?
Yeah, my father was a good man to me. His brothers are good men. No, they have the thing about them that, you know, you could find something. You know, you go looking for dot something, you ain't got to look.
They're human.
You don't find, you rub your skin to hard, you don't show dot.
Right.
Right?
Right.
You understand?
Right.
But again, it comes down to the perspective, and I felt fortunate to have them. Now, I grew up on the side, I ain't gonna lie, where for me now, it was about toughness, you know, like I grew up fighting, you know, like whether your older cousin and hitting your clout, you ain't gonna snitch, you know, because oh yeah, why you balling for? You know what I mean? You take your blows like a man, and then you kind of in turn do it, you know, with others getting in trouble for that kind of stuff, fighting, you know, that was my thing. I still like a good fight. You watch boxing, whatever. But so to me, the lack of a complaint, but handling your responsibilities without whining about it, recognizing that this is what you need to do. For me, those were the things that stood out for those guys. And then especially not having much to work with, but still making you feel as a child, as a young man, that you were given the wall, you know, that. Now, on the downside, I would say to tap into. You see how we here sharing? You ain't had them kind of.
That was my next
You know what I'm
question. So
saying?
don't jump, don't jump.
Yeah.
That's my next question. So
I'll leave it
TJ?
there.
So to answer quickly, yeah, I grew up with a father in the home, uncles very active in the church and community, especially being principals in schools and stuff like that.
I got you.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just say this though. Though I grew up with a father in the home and uncles, great role models, a lot of my fashioning came off of the guys on the block as well. But the dominant figures in my family's life were the women. Those were the dominant figures.
Okay. So
So
I
I'll
stop
leave
you
it
there.
there.
All right,
Yes,
Doc?
I had great men in my life. My father, both my grandfathers, both in the States in Anegada, my great-grandfathers on both sides of my family, involved in my life. From one perspective, my father taught me how to fight, to defend myself. He gave me confidence. One quick story, a bully was bullying me, and I ran home. My dad stood at the door. He said, "You better go deal with him, or you're going to deal with me." Now, my mom was like, "Oh, let him inside." My dad was like, no, let him go. I went out there. I punched him in the face. I got confidence. And my dad was like, "See, that's what you need." So from there, now he said, "Now you're going to use that now, protect not only you, but now your sister when you go to school." So yes, great man in my life. I thank God for that. Been very privileged to have that. I'm named after them, matter of fact. So, yeah.
Okay, so just for clarity, he has a good role model. Okay, I'm gonna behave.
No, good. No,
Please.
I'm gonna be-
no. Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna
This is
be-
supposed to be.
But
No.
you say good, I like the word that you're using.
No.
Just to add right quick though, that definition
I'm
to
gonna
me with the men, because Aaron kind of touched on it, it reminds me of, like in the scripture we talk about a virtuous woman. And the description used in Proverbs 31 of a virtuous woman isn't one woman in particular. And I like that he used different areas. Like you talk about your brother, you talk about the men in the community, and then like you not having a father figure. You mentioned how you kind of have to kind of extrapolate from those things what you would like to emulate in the what is maybe a legacy
Yeah.
for those behind you. And I think that a good man kind of meets that as well. It wouldn't sometimes just be like say for instance for me, it might not just be my father. It may be something that's like his brother school him on. And I like, why
Yeah.
daddy was wrong with this, but his brother them like, no, your father was wrong, and but then in front of him, so you kind of seeing that then it kind of groom you, your cousin same way. So
So like my grandfather, all I saw my grandfather did was walk. Walk and provide.
Yeah.
That's our grandfather did.
Yeah.
Walk, provide,
Yep.
smoke a little Marlboro cigarette, drink a little Schaefer and in wherever, but grandfather walked. He walked, he provided, he brought home money, he taught my mom, my sibling, my aunts, uncles. He fished, that's all I saw grandfather did. Walked.
And just because they were good, don't mean they were perfect. They were good. They made mistakes, yes, but they're still good men.
Go ahead.
You got a question?
Oh no, I was basically saying no. They were good men. You identified the good men in your life. But the question I have here for you is: have you ever heard them speak about their affairs? Have you seen the vulnerable side of them?
Yeah. I did.
Because I think it was a macho thing also. I've never seen my uncles cry, never seen my grandfather weep a tear, never seen my brother cried, never seen my brother emotional about anything. I've never heard him complain about having to do much more than he had to or not having to. So, I think it's one person that brought the human side out of me, which was my daughter's grandfather. He was the closest person I had to a father figure. And I saw him emotional at points with certain things. He didn't deal with everything the right way, as some people would like, but he dealt with it his way. And he always reminded me, take care at home base. That's one lesson he taught me. You take care of home base, Aaron.
So I'm glad that you said what you said. So my questions now would come back like, how did they deal with grief?
So-
Losing a loved one. So I guess now I want to hear who teaches you how to deal with these things? Who teaches you as the man? Who teaches you how to be financially stable? Who teaches you about relationships? Who teaches you how to deal with your past trauma? Do you guys ever, okay, so story time. When I went through my divorce, my girlfriends were there. They picked me up off the ground. I poured out my guts to them. Men have that?
I could give you a story time. So it was one of my last past relationships, but recent, right? Before I got married. I take a blow. And we all know what a blow is, right?
A
Right.
chest,
a boss
a boss chest.
Right. And I refuse to go to work. And I'm human. I'm a human man. I didn't go to work.
You see?
I didn't answer no phone calls. I kept my blinds shut in my house. I didn't even I took a shower many days
Blows.
You was that tumbao.
because I was emotionally invested
Right.
into an individual, right?
Right.
Not saying I was perfect,
Sure.
because I had a lot of imperfections,
Sure.
but I was emotionally invested. When I took that blow, I believe the principal couldn't get me. She called the closest person she knew I had to me, which was my friend, my cousin and my friend. And he came by the house, knocking on my door. And I opened the door. He said, "Man, open the door." When I got in there, he said, "Man, why you smell so?" You know?
Yeah,
It wasn't
yeah.
cut, nothing. I
Definitely.
just didn't care. It's not as though like I was going to take my own life or anything like that, but I just didn't care. I just really didn't care. And he told me one thing. He said, "Bye, Aaron, you know, woman ain't your problem." I said, I sat there with him, said, "Boss, look, go babe, put on some clothes, let me go down the road." And we went by a bar, we sat, we had a couple drinks, and I was able to open myself on what I was experiencing, what I was feeling. Because no, for most men, we don't like being put in a vulnerable stage. And we don't know how to express it. But for me, I had somebody close enough to me who understood me enough. And when I was able to express what I had to express and get out there, a couple of the guys in the community knew about it. So I was able to take it as a joke after the fact. I was ashamed. I didn't want to go to nobody. I didn't want nobody to see me because it was public. It happened to me public. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, from then when he said, "You know, woman, ain't your problem," from then I was like, it ain't gonna be no problem to me.
He tell you what the problem is? He tell you what the problem is?
No.
Oh, okay.
But you tell me, woman, ain't your problem. So when we went, we got a little drink, I got up. That was my way now of it was like a therapy session for me now. A brotherhood.
Then you gotta get it out.
I got it out. I got it out my system. I cried. I got emotional. I cried. I got it out my system. But from then now, using that experience I had, I am now able to graph younger men going through the same thing.
I like that.
Right? Graph them into how to deal with the trauma of a last relationship or a heartbreak, because these things could mess with young men mentally. They can mess with young men mentally, especially if you come from certain households where you see men abusive or really aggressive. You start to act out differently, you know? So that's my situation right now.
I mean, I hear you. So you had that one person. So guys, talk to us. Tell me. Like, do you have them friends that can pull you? If you're doing stupidness, they can call you out on it. Cause you know, girls have that. We girls have that. But you boys have that. If you get a bad report from the doctor, you have somebody who you could call and have a serious conversation with, because you may not want to share it with your girlfriend. I mean, if you have a wife, you would share it with your wife. But do you have somebody who, if you're on your low, you're in your valley moment, who do you go to?
So I will confess that I'm the kind of guy that does keep everything basically personal. So even though I'm the kind of guy that will share my business free and open, certain things I just keep personal. And I go through it with me, myself, and I. Now, you know, you get tumbao. You know, when I receive the message,
About my tumbao?
no, not about your tumbao. You know, about you know, my situation whereby you know, my first wife wanted a divorce. We had agreed, right? But it's like, what did I do to go through this, right? And then let us reconcile, because for me, being married was everything. It was because I knew back then, at some point, my life was gonna shift from working and then going full time into ministry or something like that. So for me, getting a divorce was
Yeah.
the worst thing you could get.
Non-existent. Right.
So I became suicidal. You understand? I was in America. I wanted to jump over the bridge. I somehow made it back home. You know, with all that was going on, I had poison ready to drink. You name it. I was ready to go because I didn't see a light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
But to say I had these individuals all the time to talk to, those battles for me was internal. You know, that was the darkest time in my life where I didn't reach out to many. No, I'm able to talk about it to persons, but to say I'm going to willingly go there, Gio, no. So what had to happen for me, and I wouldn't say it's a shame to say where the men are, but like I told before, growing up, women were the dominant figures in my life. And even at college, women reached out to me more. What helped me during the process is every time couples were going through their situations and they came to me for advice, somehow whatever I was saying to them resonated with me. You understand?
Yeah.
To some degree. So it was kind of helping me
Yeah.
at the same time. So Lola, the truth is that we wish we had these kind of settings for men all the time, but the reality is, even right now, I could testify and say, I don't reach out a lot.
Well, that's, yeah.
So is it protection? Is it suppression? Or is it
Sometimes it's wisdom.
something that you learned
Yes.
over the years?
Yes.
To not, because you're expected, women are more chatty, but men are not supposed to be soft. Men are not supposed to be, like, is it something?
Chat. Men chat, but not like that.
Yeah.
We're just different. And I think we reach out based on a crisis.
Yeah.
We'll go to the bar, hang out, and talk about foolishness and stupidness. We'll go and do different things. But until it's like life and death, by the way, I got an issue, but it's been going on for years. We don't just talk about it right away like you are. We're just built different, and that's
So,
okay.
you wouldn't hear stuff like, be a man up.
From the guy that
From your friends,
Yeah.
growing
Going through a
up
crisis?
in high school, growing up in primary school. Stop acting like a girl. And those things wouldn't like condition you to close up and not really open up.
Of course.
yeah.
So that's why I'm asking you, is it suppression? Is it are you allowed to be vulnerable?
No.
Have you felt that it's okay to be yourself? So now, ladies,
But tell me, so you said that, but do you all want a man that's always talking and vulnerable and always emotional?
no, but I wouldn't.
No, you said no.
No, but I wouldn't want a girlfriend that's like that either.
But you have girlfriends
Let's
like
be
that.
real. But that don't mean that I would want that all
Why
the
you so
time.
quiet?
Nobody wants that all the time, because then that person is always a complainer. That person is always
Okay, so-
setting the mood to make it horrible.
So why is it a complaint about when? Let's go back to what Gio said. Gio said the one C word, but you always say every show.
Communication?
Communication. So if I'm communicating an emotion or how I'm feeling to you, in your mind, so you're a big man, you're a tough guy. Coming to me complaining every minute, but I am expressing, I'm communicating how I feel
I
to
think
you.
sometimes they don't know how to deal with it. They
Yeah.
don't know what to do with it.
Right.
So it's like you kind of putting pressure on them in a sense where they're not emotionally or mentally prepared to deal with what you coming with, because sometimes it could be a trigger for them. You know, sometimes it might be a trigger for, and not just ladies, you know, sometimes even your friends. You know, they're like, man, I dealing with it. I come out with you because I dealing with the same thing. Oh, me, you come out there, you here talking about the same thing. You understand? So you have to know your circle in a sense. You have to also know where you could take those things. For me in college, I will admit when I first went, I didn't really have no friends, you know. But I saw like a good energy, like the church I was going, the school I was going. I really liked it. I was in DC, Maryland, and I was like, man, these people seem cool, whatever. And I remember I didn't have a problem, man. I kind of pray, you know what I mean? I'm like, man, I want some friends, but I didn't want to be like, I want friends, you know? You don't try and be like, you're biting and end up in a wrong situation because you look in company. Because the way we grew up here is, you look company, you're fine yourself. Right? And so I wasn't trying to chase company, but I wanted a lot to kind of direct me with good people. Until this day, this is almost 30 years. No, I tell you, but yeah, right? I mean, this guy is in Travis, where you know, he's in probably Kuala Lumpur or some African nation as a chaplain. But we still connected. He's one of my daughter's godfather, right? And, you know, we still connected. And he was like I never really said I had a best friend other than the Lord, you know? But he was like my best friend in college and, you know, so like I kind of direct it that way because this is things your parents used to tell you even though you didn't like it. Like my father would always say, "Man, come on, pray about it, Daddy." But I'm talking to you about a situation. Pray about it, and you're like, guide me on it. No, you're telling me go do this thing, but and it's only hindsight. It's only as I got older and stuff like that. And I think that. Who's know where I live to see this? You know what I'm saying? So it's a responsibility as well if you're going to instruct or if you're going to give some kind of advice. Give a little, have a margin where you break down your truth. In maths they used to say you have a division, do the long division so the teacher could know that you know the steps.
Show your walking.
You understand? You're walking. Show your walking, right?
Yeah.
So don't tell me that the answer, but then me know how I get to the answer.
Right.
You understand? Sometimes show them a little, because if you do this, cause and effect in a sense type of way.
So I guess what I'm asking though is
You still didn't get an answer?
no.
What were you asking?
What's the question?
What I'm asking though is if you're saying that communication is your issue and you have the society that is telling you tough it up. You don't have to, do yourself. Put yourself first. What am I saying? Good guys finish last. The society teaches you all of this stuff. How did you get to learn to communicate? And we realize now, Love Link could tell you, communication is one of our biggest topics every single Sunday that we are here. But I'm trying to hold your hand to cross the street to admit that because you didn't want allowed to be human, you weren't allowed to express yourself because we'd be like, what kind of tete man this is here who always complaining or who always giving us a little insight. Again, if I look at my life, I never see the men in my life cry. I've never seen, and they've lost very, very close people to them. They've been diagnosed with stage 4. I've seen it all, but I never see them cry. And I'm wondering if that is because they had emotional suppression, where over the years they were taught, man up, toughen up. What are you going on like this for? So it's like, why would they communicate? Why would they communicate and have a heart-to-heart with this woman when they were already conditioned to stop being a girl?
But that's the problem, though, because they were raised seeing that. So then when it comes to having a relationship now and the communication, being able to communicate your feelings and being vulnerable with your partner,
Right.
It's like, if I say something, it's going to get threw back in my face.
Right.
Right? So that's what it is? So that's something
That's another thing
that's
for
from when you're growing up?
No, but sometimes you open up to a person because you open up to a person and you're hearing, you hear listen to Love Link. And on Love Link, they talk about communication. And, this is the most healthy thing to do in a relationship. Might be relationship done right? So now you're going to try this thing now. And you're like, you know what? I want this to work. I want, whether it be your peers or at work or your lover, you start to communicate. But what they're doing is downloading. And when you get on what they may term your high house now. Oh, you think you is this? You think you is that? You forget your ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Why you don't go to Dirty Diana the next? You understand? And so now where they would have gained a level in your mind, in your peace, to be able to say that I know they knew this about me, but they didn't throw this at me. They didn't bring this at me. They just paused or were sounding bored at the time or allow me to think, but then brought me in the right space to say, well, you know, I saw that you would I think that you could have do this better or whatever. Or congratulations, right? That you could feel that you could trust this person. They obliterate that vibe, they burn out that vibe, and then where you were trying this vulnerable vibes, you like you see they say, why man got to be like this? No, you got in your shower cussing. You know, you say, why man I got to be like this because no, dun. You know?
So this is learned behavior.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. That's exactly what I'm trying to get at. Because at the end of the day, you might want to be, you like this one girl, but because society has taught you more woman, the better. What you say? What you say? The bag. What you say?
The body
Body
The
count.
body count.
Yeah.
So it's like at the end of the day, you living up for society.
Yeah, but
You are
when you don't know
doing
better.
things.
When you don't know better.
But you have a lot of.
When you don't know who you are.
You have a lot of.
Right.
You know, you know, but it's something you were saying, it just clicked in me, right? You know, and I'm speaking from myself. My wife always complains to me about not opening up enough. Because for me,
Yes.
I would be the one to swallow my emotions. Because my house needs me to be the strong man. Sometimes it boils over. Sometimes I find myself, I would say, man, look, I gotta say, dealing with it, I don't even want to talk. I just, call one of my friends, let me just go sit down by a little spot and just have a drink and just let my emotions out, or wherever I'm going through my mind, let me just chill, have a drink and don't talk about it and leave it. But then after a while, it piles up. And the minute you reach a point where you have to express it, it comes out as an outburst.
Or maybe an attack. But you know, for you, because it just dawned on me and I realized we kind of in the same boat. And what I'm going to say is expressions. Aaron, you're an artist. And you are a rapper. So I'm going to say, for me, it used to be poetry.
Right.
And the beauty I liked about, for me, with poetry is that I could mask a situation through metaphors, similes, alliterations, and stuff. And if you know, you know. But even if you don't know, but you can relate, you appreciate because of the way that I was able to put it in there, not telling your business or mine, but you could identify with what's being expressed. And whereas I thought about it, because that's the outlet for me when I really think about it. Right? You just sing your heart out.
That's
And I
God
think
bless the
sometimes
music.
why the man sing a song. One thing about music, right? But and so I say you got me thinking about I wonder what happened to you. This singing boy.
But that's my therapy, because sometimes
yeah.
I would look at individuals out there, and you could sometimes, God has given you that hindsight, you could see hurt in people's faces,
Yes.
You check what I'm saying?
His own lives.
You would really have to sing songs or play specific music that won't touch people's hair versus hair, because you don't want to mess with hair. You want to hit hair. You got to connect hair first.
Okay, so for me now, I'm trying to still piggyback off of what y'all said. You finally did answer my question, by the way. But
Give me the answer,
I'm
bud.
gonna piggyback off of what you said. So, ladies, if you're listening to us tonight, I'm gonna ask the men a question for us. So, guys, do the women that we are with create safe spaces for you to be vulnerable?
I'm glad you asked that question. I was both to ask, are you at this stage? No.
Do you think the women that you are with right now
Right.
have created spaces? Because I'm going off of what
Right.
both of y'all were tag teaming just now about.
Right.
Can you be you? Whether it's about finances, grief, loneliness, because we actually had a show where you're married and still alone. So it's like, can you be open with the person that you are with right now? Or do women in general, like even if you look at your past relationships, do you feel that women allow you to be vulnerable?
That's two different
Or do they
questions.
Two different
create?
questions.
That's two different
Do
questions.
you create?
You choose
You
one.
gotta choose one.
Choose one.
I like
So
the first
the,
one.
so the first one is
I like the first one.
the first one is the persons you're with now,
Currently,
your partners that you're currently with. Are you able to be open? No. And then the second
I
question
changed it
Funny.
because
is
I
a
don't
past
want
question.
persons to feel obligated.
No, I
So
think
let's
you
just
should.
say women in general that you have been with.
No, these
I
are
don't
the first
want,
question.
but I
It
don't
doesn't
want
matter.
to put. Yeah, but I
It
don't
doesn't
want to
matter.
put
I think
persons.
I think we are capable of
I'm trying to
answering any one of the
safeguard. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
safeguard.
Don't say
No,
that
no,
about
no,
it.
Don't say
We're men. We're men. We got it.
Don't
We
say
got it.
that.
You don't need.
You brought the cavalry, you said.
You know
Right,
what I'm
right,
saying?
exactly.
So
Correct.
Exactly.
I would say for
We
me,
want the answer.
Yeah.
I would like to say I have a safe space, but I still battle with it.
Okay.
That's not good. That's good. That's
I,
honesty.
That's honest. I
Honesty.
still battle with it because I still don't know. I'm still learning
Right.
how
That's a
to
great answer.
express
great answer.
how I feel because I have always been the one to just mask it.
Right.
You check what I'm saying? I've always been the one to just mask
great
it.
answer.
Ladies, are you listening?
No one sees it, and I move about my daily basis with it.
TJ.
You know. So yeah, that's me.
Great answer.
Well, I'll
Got
say,
it? Good.
yeah, I'll say for me, we are ever growing. So, you know, I've been, is what, 8 years now. And, you know, up to last week, we learned something new about each other, you know what I mean? So, I would say there are times where there are things that I feel like I have to keep to my chest. Just to be responsible in the scope of persons I'm around and what they may share or how do you say, not confide in me with, right? And I think sometimes, depending on what that is, you may set up your partner to deal with things that they definitely may not be prepared for, and I think sometimes it's vice versa.
Okay.
However, you try to be as open as possible because you don't want to insult anyone's intelligence.
Okay.
You know, so on those levels, we try to be as honest and clairvoyant, but there are things where, you know, even God keeps secrets from us.
Thanks. So I would say that whatever safe space I need, I have to help to create that space.
Okay.
I can't leave it on the wife to create
No blame.
or to even initiate. So I'm the one because I also have to protect me too, and I have to protect her and anybody else around me who I'm talking to. So again, I have to also be selective what I say in that space because sometimes emotional people can switch. A safe space could be created, but according to what you say in that space, emotionally damage can be done. Right? Not everyone, like you said, is ready to hear what you have to reveal. Not everyone has the answers for you. And sometimes in that space, more questions are asked outside of just listening. So sometimes when we want to say something, I don't need you to ask a question. I just need you to listen. Vice versa. Just be a sounding board. Because sometimes what I have to reveal might affect the relationship. So that's why, because my mom was the one that told me, not everything you tell a woman. So you still have to be careful what you
Is not to
say in that
pronounce.
space.
Wow.
People,
That's funny. Because I think part of being a good man is knowing how to find a good woman. I think a good man understands what he's looking for in a good woman. And so, you know, my wife and I, we've been married almost 31 years. So we've been through many different seasons, right? And because of that, you know, I do have a safe space. Now, you have to be careful maybe how you say things because, you know, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. But we've kind of learned each other how to say things and timing, you know. So, yeah, I mean, yeah. I definitely have
like,
a
all the
safe space
seasons
now.
don't happen at once.
No, and it don't. It happens
Praise the
over
Lord.
time.
Praise the Lord.
And it's trust. And
Exactly.
especially when my mother passed away in 2020 and we had to fly back to Anegada. Man, that was a tough season for me. And we had to relearn ourselves and we had to go to therapy ourselves.
Right.
We want the people that, above us
Right.
to help us in our relationship. And so, yeah, have a safe space, yeah.
Okay.
But it takes time to get there.
Tonight has been very
Understood.
heavy. It's not a lot of kiki kaka tonight. We are definitely touching on things. Hopefully the ladies are listening and the men are listening, because I still feel that we have a lot of men out there who think they're good men. But anyway, we are going to have a quick little break. And when I say quick, I mean quick. We will be right back.
At Higher BVI, we're not just about business. We're about empowering lives, and that is because we aspire to inspire. By choosing us, you're supporting a company that believes in equal opportunities, diversity, and community growth. Our mission goes beyond profit. It's about providing HR solutions, fostering talent, and leaving a positive impact. Join us in building a better future, a better BVI. Choose Higher BVI, where your support isn't just a transaction, it's a transformation. Together, we're changing lives in these beautiful Virgin Islands.
We here at the Signal 284 have the perfect way to kickstart your mornings. Join us for a soulful and uplifting experience every day during morning devotions from as early as 5 a.m. We bring praise and worship songs along with devotional readings designed to uplift your spirit, preparing you for the day ahead. So make morning devotions a part of your daily routine, because a positive start leads to a positive day. See you tomorrow from 5 a.m.
All right. So the show has been going very, very well. The topic for tonight is...
Go right ahead. I forgot.
That's not the topic.
Checks.
It's a good.
Doc, you want to answer? Doc Sinuki wants to answer.
Who checks on a good man?
Checks on a good.
Thank you,
checks on good men?
gentlemen.
OMG.
Did we even
And
answer?
based on what we were saying, you see, now we women would have said he ain't a good man, because he remember what we just said. But anyway, true, I'm just teasing him. So we're talking about who checks on the good men. This is your girl Lola alongside.
Your girl Hennessy alongside.
Your boy T to the E to the J alongside.
G to the I to the O.
AARON.
D to the R to the T.
Believe that.
Yo, I love that. I'm sorry. I enjoyed
Everybody got an
that.
upgrade.
No, I enjoyed that. Couldn't get no better. I love that.
I wasn't ready. But yes, so we're having a serious conversation tonight about
heavy
good men. It's a
discussion.
heavy conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm finding it strange that, most of my girlfriends say whenever we're not messaging, we taking notes. So thank you guys if you're with us, thank you so much for being with us.
I just have one question before you go on to your questions, right? To the men. Do you have anybody that has generally asked you how you are? Or when was the last time somebody genuinely asked how you were?
Yo,
Yes, I did.
no, if we're gonna be really honest,
No, yes,
right?
I did.
If we're gonna be really honest.
Without
As-
asking you for something, just
Us as
generally
good
asking.
men, right? You rarely, not saying that they don't care about you, but you rarely find individuals that would just say, hey, how you doing? Like really going on with you? Everything safe? Most likely on call, but what going on with today and so forth. But nobody really asks you. Like,
But say one say to be kind of say, are you around those persons? Because a lot of times, the pressure you put in on the question being asked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they ain't in your space.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't really genuinely ask you if you're good because by they ain't know.
that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
It comes back to what I'm saying, but they don't really know. So it's like they don't really ask you those questions because
It's a formality
you haven't been
sometimes.
vulnerable to them with certain things that you're experiencing.
That's true.
Like I said, they only see the geo
That's
in
true.
the necktie
But do they want to know?
going to work.
Well, that's the other question. The flip side is,
Do they want-
if they ask, what we say? We say, if they ask, what we really tell them? We say, no, I good.
Correct, everybody
Say
good.
most
right.
things. That's what I say. Most things
Oh, for now, good for now.
are grateful.
Right?
Normally, we just ask the question and say the answer
At this one time.
when we passing. You know, like we're going to the.
I don't listen.
We pass.
Yeah, how you doing? Bye. Good.
Bro, how you doing?
Yeah,
And
good.
that's it.
Yeah.
So we don't really analyze the question. We don't go deep because really and truly, we don't really have relationships outside of high and by.
But that's what I was trying to get to at the first part of the show. You don't have that. Y'all don't have that. So you're taught to not communicate. You are. Because if I'm not good, what we saying? Yeah, man, I safe. I safe, I good. I bless.
Oh, I hate that.
But it, just,
Yeah.
You know?
that is not high, but you got people that don't know. So it'll be like, they would sometimes strategically set up a thing. Hey, man, the fellas, they're meeting, you know. Right? And so then he's like they put up the clarion and we all meet up kind of. I kind of have that.
Yeah, but if it's a lot of you, you're going to be as open?
If it's we.
Yeah, if it's
If
amongst
it's
the
we,
boys,
If it's the brotherhood, if it's the brotherhood,
we
Yeah.
streaming, you know.
if it's the brotherhood.
Yeah,
I just
that's
wish,
true.
I trust me. My wife sometimes she complains, "Oh, you don't bring when you're there with your boys, you don't bring." I said, "Sweetheart, sometimes there's some discussions that happen there you don't need to hear, and I don't want you to hear." And she complains about it, but like
But does she have
that is all safe space. My wife from here, but she didn't really grow up. She don't have a lot of
I'm
friends.
saying
around
if
here.
she gotta be kind
You
of
know?
your guys, them do they have do you include? Okay, so like say you got a fellows, but y'all have sisters. You know what I mean? Meaning like y'all ladies, right? So have they included her, or do they have a set where they could actually?
No.
That's a problem in Virgin
Yeah,
Islands.
it don't bounce like that. So you don't gonna have the any of those Tyler Perry sessions in his how to be here, right? I'm just saying
Tyler Perry seat
you know,
someplace.
but let me be honest with what you asked. I do have people that would call, and I need to be honest with that.
It just scare me.
Jugu is one, right? Like if Jugu ain't hear from me like in a month, he gonna call me. It's like, why am I going on with you? You good? And then if I feel that way about something, I would talk to him, or Tanya would call me. But I was just thinking about you, and I have friends
Yeah, I got it.
that
That's good.
I would do the same thing for, and
Okay.
we don't like. There's some things Jugu would say, me and Jugu would have between us. What's understood don't need to be said.
That- I was just about to say that. Like sometimes
check.
you got talk, but how they treat you, whether it be I taking you for lunch or we gonna take a trip,
Right.
right? And so sometimes with Dano is like, well, so you probably know I was going through something, you know, but we ain't got to say nothing, and it
Right.
just live, you know, or. Man, I just want to see you. I know you like food. I just want to see you. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
if you're, cause you know when you're eating, you talk. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can't tell you
Yeah.
talking and make you hungry, right? So you know, you never see people they hungry. Everybody me mugging on the table that food. But yeah, I remember that, right? And so if your circle knows you, you know, and so like I might do vice versa. I might be like, man, let me go. This new restaurant open. Let me go check this out
Right.
and stuff like that. So sometimes it's that they know, but it's coded without words.
I like that for y'all. We got a comment under the live that says, and from a guy, says really appreciate this topic.
Yeah, my blessings to you, my
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So now, ladies, this is for us. This is time for us to be honest. And I put together some questions, you know, because I have this conversation. I had a cheat before I come on Love Nick. So I have these questions
Specify.
with my girlfriends before, and these are the things that we came up with, right? So this will be between me and you, and then they can comment on our answers.
Oh, we having a dialogue?
Yeah. All right. So would you still respect him? This is the question. Would you still respect him? Yes or no? Okay. Would you still respect him if he admitted he's in therapy?
Yes.
Yeah, respect you.
Green flag. Yes.
Okay. Yes for me. All right. Would you still respect him if he struggles with anxiety?
Yes.
Why did that take longer to admit?
Anxiety.
Because it depends on how he reacts with the anxiety. So I had to be careful how I don't know. I had to think about it first because then I human like again. The man is a human as well. So I have to think about that. He's human, so why wouldn't I respect him because of anxiety? Everybody have some kind of anxiety going on. So yeah.
All right. Would you respect him if he always feels overwhelmed?
Don't they always though?
Not always.
You answering? I just ask myself. Answer the last question.
You don't do too, right?
Anxiety, answer. Give me time to think.
If he struggles with anxiety, I don't know.
Be honest, man.
That means no.
You see, no, and that's why I was saying anxiety have different levels because he might be jumping out of your bed with Tourette's, you know what I mean, and or just shutting down or cold sweats or.
But anxiety is broad.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
so anxious about what?
Right.
You know. So
You as man a lot going
right.
on.
If he always feels overwhelmed, that kind of tie in with anxiety.
I don't know. You said respect him, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's deep.
I in between.
That's deep.
I don't know how to answer
All
that.
right. Would you respect him if he cried in front of you?
Yes.
you better.
First of all,
Depends on the crane. I know you well know.
no.
Man,
not
you know
that
you
type.
cry for Lion King
I am with him.
when Mufasa
It all
died.
depends on the crying, because the crying could be fake. Because men are
Fake?
manipulate.
I've never seen a man fake
Human
cry.
manipulators.
Correct. Thank you.
Yeah.
My husband. He always
Okay.
corrected me.
But
Hold on.
if a man cries, it depends on.
Mike.
Yeah.
Sorry, if a man cries, I think just thinking of from your perspective, it depends on what he cries about. Because if I have lost someone close to me, and you're the only person I feel that I can show my vulnerability in
That's
front
different.
of.
That's different. I'm talking about, I'm telling you, pack your stuff and get out my house, and that's when you choose to cry.
Okay, so that's the context we're talking about.
That's what I'm saying, manipulation.
That's
So
very
don't
specific, though. That's
That's
very specific.
You wasn't
Because
being
you just say
specific.
crying.
Right. Yeah.
No, I said it depends on what they're crying for. Because some men
was-
can be manipulative. That's what I said.
The example that you gave is what I had in my brain. So I was like, yeah, I definitely would respect him. But then if you're using your example, then heck no.
No, that's why I say I can't just say yes. You know, as a
I hear what you're saying, but
it
then if
depends
it's
on
that,
what it is.
You got some man watch a love movie bawling and the woman just a regular dry iron. Some man
I's one
they
of them.
watch
Oh, you want it?
I's one of them.
and all
I's
them
one of them.
dumb fee and they like
I was one of them who bought some Mufasa.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know
did.
if I would lose respect. I would be like, what the hell? I don't know if I would lose respect though.
be like
Did you
No.
cry for a movie?
your example for sure, that's a no. That's a ugh. Because then he just willful. He just trying to cry so you could keep him. No, get out.
No.
Pursuit of happiness. That
That is-
kind of.
That was a rough.
You know what I
That kinda
can't. You know what I can't
Okay.
agree with that, Doc?
Okay.
Because at the end of it, I don't know how that man was emotionally invested in the relationship, right? No, you said one or two things. One, you said, "Get out my house." You understand? So when you say something like that, so was I not invested in this house too?
Hey.
Did we
You
not
coulda
build
been-
this
you
house
coulda
together?
been- no, you're thinking marriage. What happens
But-
if we're just dating?
Even if you're just dating, because there are a lot of men who we don't realize are emotionally invested in the relationship. So especially if you knock it off, you understand? He had nothing to say about it. That's like you being pregnant for the guy and then saying you want to abort this child because
Hello,
and he has
TJ,
nothing to say about it.
TJ, you meet me in my house.
he give you your
meet
tears.
me in my house.
He give
We're
you the tears
dating
then
now
for your
the
house.
past 2 years. I'm putting things in perspective to show you're talking on Wakateka. So you meet me in my house. And if I say get out my house, you're offended because you're emotionally invested.
Yes, he's giving the tears that's emotionally invested in the relationship, so
No,
he
you
can leave
see,
them there.
Because I say get out my house.
Everywhere we
in
go,
my house.
adding more context, right?
Yes.
In my house.
So this is the danger about adding additional context. So at the end of the day, whether we want to say we're talking Wakataka or not, If somebody is emotionally invested in a relationship and it done, some people will say, look, I'm gonna share that there because guess what? I got boss chest.
You ain't got nowhere to go.
You don't got nowhere to go.
Amen.
You understand? So I'm just gonna leave it there for now.
Yes, thank you.
I mean,
All right, so now we're gonna bring it back to the guys, and I want to ask them, men, what do you actually need? The ladies are listening right now. What do you actually need?
from
I don't think it's that complicated.
Respect.
Genuine check-in.
Respect.
He's a human.
Yeah.
What? Love, respect, grace,
Sex.
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 You know, a hug. That's what we need.
A listening ear.
Or two.
And free space.
And just think about what you need too. Sometimes it mirrors,
Yeah, exactly.
you know what I mean? The things in that you might
Most
complain
times
that you ain't getting.
Yeah.
Are you giving?
Okay, so
You see, men are simple.
Very.
I don't think
Complex.
so, but anyway.
Very simple,
simple,
complicated.
I have surprisingly, I have heard that statement
Which one?
several times.
Which one?
That men are simple.
That men are simple.
Simple.
But I don't say this simpleton.
Oh, you know what's that too?
That's funny.
I don't think it's simple as much as you say it's simple. It can be simple for who you want it to be simple for, but it's not as simple for a lot of people. But I'll leave that right there.
Yeah, the cookie don't crumble everywhere the same way.
Correct.
Yeah, because sometimes you meet it as a tree and not the plant.
Correct, because everybody don't have the same experience with you. I mean, you together, you and Lo together, Lo don't get the same experience that I get from you. Yeah, you simple, but simple to whose definition? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the things that you're simple about and you accept them from who you want to accept them from.
Right.
You understand? If somebody you do not want gave you those simple things, you don't accept them. You give them a hard time. So then when the person you really want gets you, it's like, oh man, he's so simple. Somebody's gonna say, who? TJ? No, sir. You understand what I'm saying? So everybody have a different experience with you
Right.
guys.
Right.
So
Right.
I think that's men are simple conversation. Kinda
Simple.
It's like it's situational.
yes, it is.
true.
It's
And
situational.
that's everybody.
It's
Then.
very
It
situational.
is.
And that's everybody.
Yeah, that's
because-
everybody. Then.
That's true.
Yeah. How I would deal with that situation, you would.
Correct.
All right, and what's one thing people misunderstand about good men?
Ooh. Ooh. Come guys.
I mean, there are many
The
things, but I'm
definition.
making you.
That's it.
I think one of the things that we learned here on Love Link is that men actually have feelings too.
Oh, wow.
No. Yeah, amen.
Thanks for realizing we're human.
Yeah.
Other than
I
TG,
learned-
they up in here with TG where he AI all the time. So.
I
y'all
learned it
laughing,
too.
right?
It's
No, y'all
something
laughing.
very serious.
But is legit.
Because we talk about it all night. You express certain things differently, right?
The women.
So your emotions don't come forward like how a woman's emotion will come forward. You wouldn't sing and bond in front of a woman. Let's just be realistic, right? Not everybody. Let me just say that.
Yeah,
Because I've had a few. Anyway, so right, you wouldn't do that, and usually they will say a woman will get up on the next man to get over one man. But to me, a man would get up on another woman or multiple women to get over another woman, but you wouldn't say it that way. You wouldn't present that way. You understand what I'm saying? So,
That's true.
No, but I'm not just thinking about feelings in terms of in a relationship. I'm thinking in terms of fair as well. So you know, at the beginning of the show, we discussed that. Like, if I hear something outside at 2:00 in the morning,
the man is expected
He's not
to
he's
go up
not
and
allowed
look.
to have feelings of fair right now.
See, but
He's supposed
If they
to
have
be
a rap,
strong
correct.
right
If they have a rap,
now.
come and
we've been
get it.
conditioned and trained to override that. So, okay, it's there. It's there for all of us. But it's like, it's there, but I'm going to override it because I'm a man.
Yeah,
But it's
I
there.
think that's one of the things that we misunderstand as women. Like,
Yes.
men aren't allowed to be afraid.
Yes.
Men aren't allowed. Like, how dare you? I'm the one who's afraid. Oh, we can't be afraid.
Yeah.
So it's like you send this poor man who's shaking in his boots to go and find out why the ring going off outside. And he's not allowed, he got man up. He's not allowed to be afraid.
I think if you get to like the man age, not necessarily definition, but the man age, and you scared, you are allowed to be scared.
You were trained that way.
You know what I mean? You were allowed to not have to deal with, you know, or you never did. You were never the dude that had the frog and the lizard trying to fight each other to see, you know what I'm saying? Or the tarantula with the lizard and trying to burning up the frog, them, man, or putting out firecracker in the chicken. You know what I'm saying?
What's happening? Get
you like,
specific here.
Boys who Shubanese.
You know,
Right.
and snake them and see the
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or, you know, so like I said, like if you get to man and you still like is the web spider. You know what I mean?
But go back to what Dr. Tompkins said in the beginning. He said when he was bullied,
Right.
you check what I'm saying, his father told him, you go fight that battle before you fight this battle here with me. You check, prove yourself outside before you can prove yourself to me. And I'm speaking for the mothers out there that are single parent mothers now. You have a boy child, allow him to take a punch or two. Allow him to throw a punch or two. Not saying he have to be involved in every fight, but allow him to take the bumps and bruises and learn the problem solving along the way. Ask him the questions. Ask him. Let him be able to articulate himself to you. That way, he will be able to process things differently and share those emotions out whenever he's out there in an open setting. It will help him in a relationship because I can only speak from my experience, right? I had some tough sisters. Arlene and them girl tough. Kishmet them tough. Kimberly them tough. But the sweetheart was stunky, right? She was the one that didn't want us to go outside and get bruised up and so forth, right? Arlene was a disciplinarian. So you're doing stupidness.
Makes sense.
That's the one who's gonna lick you.
Makes sense.
But at the end of the day, when it came down to me becoming the man now, which one of the sisters I would always revert back to? The one that put licks on me. Because now she was the one that guided. You check what I'm saying? She put the fair guard inside of me, but also
Articulate it for you.
right.
Define it.
You know what I'm saying? And I learned, these are some of the things I learned from all my siblings, all my sisters. The one that nurtured me, gave me the love.
Right.
The one that were close enough to me in age
Roger.
that like the stupidness that I was doing. You check what I'm saying?
So you had a whole...
Yeah, I had it around me.
Yeah.
And like I said, my brother was the only man in the house. You know what I'm saying? But he was the one also on his own path, finding, walking, creating life for himself.
Learning as well. Learning as
I had to
well.
learn those things around there. But if and I'm speaking to the single parent mothers out there, fathers also, you have a son in the house, you are going to have to let him to lose a couple battles.
Yes.
Let him lose.
Yes.
Do not protect him, because the more you protect him, you're hurting him in the long run.
Yes.
So that's my lesson for the day here.
It's so funny that you
I
said that
like
because my bully them. You know, I ain't want to, I said that, I ain't going to call the government, right? And he was 3'5". We were a giant in primary school, and I was like a little David. Because I was 4 feet 2 going high school, right? And that man say,
Wow.
when I come back from the military and stuff, you know, because my whole term was combat, you know? So when I came back, he was like, you won't worry about you, no Gio. You know what I mean? We know what we think you up. You check because you ain't backing away from the man, you know? And so then man was like, man, you good. You know, and then your grandmother praying for you too. So.
Thank God.
Yeah, them prayers for sure. Them prayers for sure.
That's a good point.
So,
we have to let our boys learn some hard licks in life, because so when you're a man, you know the lesson. You can go back to that. I've been through before. I can do it again. If my father allowed me to take and go out and fight for myself, when I get older, how am I going to protect my wife and my children?
I was just about to say.
I might be like, oh, I'm scared.
But not only that, you also learn a little bit of, the responsibility of what you could do.
Yes.
So now that you know that you might be stronger than you look, or
Yes.
or you know how to hurt somebody, you be more responsible with that stuff versus just obliterating everybody because you have a point to prove
Yeah,
and all this
yeah.
kind of stuff.
That's good.
You know yourself, like you mentioned initially, and it is in knowing yourself that you could be a lot more responsible. You could be a lot more accountable for how you present yourself as a good person as best as you can.
I agree.
So I'm going to say this. Based on what I've heard everyone said, one thing that I can walk away from here understanding is also this. When a man is in trouble, he knows where to find backup. Because whether we have friends, whether it's our boys or even the women in our homes,
Yes.
we know where to find backup when we need backup. You understand? So I guess what I would say for those persons out there listening is you know your source and use your source, because at the end of the day, nothing I think hurts us more is when we find out that after death that you were struggling going through something
Right.
and you didn't use the resources you had around you. And we always sometimes think that we are all alone. But only when we are open and honest with who we are, what we're going through, is when we realize that, look, we have the people around us who can help us through something.
Right.
And for some reason, but building off of what you said, when you were small, you remember you had a goalie. You know, goal, like
A goal.
Yeah, goal, right? Yeah, you touch the tree, that goal, that is safe space. You know, even at home, your son, I see even my son, he would kind of build a little thing for himself, or he go out in his power wheel and he cruising on the highway. He did go this little boy go down and sit down in the thing, and he just outside on the porch by himself, like he on a thought. Right? And so from small, we create our own spaces sometimes that we feel is safe. And like you're mentioning, you know where to go.
You know where to go.
Remember the source. I just wanted to just think on that a little bit.
Gotta have a lot more open dialogue though. I think as men, we kind of like to be the tough guy too much. We don't like to speak amongst each other. Because you see, I'm learning from you. I'm learning from TJ. I'm learning from Dr. T right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's through conversation. We don't do that enough as brothers.
But we grew up seeing it.
That's what I was
But
trying
man
to
by the
pull
well.
out of you.
But them guys by the well talking about the cars that passed, the woman that passed, this that passed, but nobody really sits and talk about, man, look, I get into this issue right now.
Correct.
And then from you speaking about your issue, that allows timid TJ now to open up about what he's
Something
going
else.
through. So
Correct.
now I would be able to now share my experience and how I was able to overcome it. So TJ might be able to take a little something off and
Finally
bring
testimony.
understand what I was trying to ask.
A testimony.
Who do you have?
We overcome by the
Yes,
water of our
yes, yes.
testimony.
Yeah, and but you see, it's a cultural thing we have here.
I was going to say that.
It
It's
comes
culture.
out of our culture. We don't speak to each other enough.
Yeah.
And even though you try to have open forums,
It's superficial.
it's very much
Very
you know,
superficial.
because not many of us, these things, I know they happen a lot in the churches, right? But not many of us were raised in the church. So sometimes I always say this to most pastors, sometimes you gotta go to Jesus route, take the church to the streets.
Oh, I agree.
Find
That's
out-
what they used to
find out
do.
where they-
That's the original
find
plan anyway.
where these youth men are. If you
I
want to
agree.
get into the root problem of what's happening in our society with young men, why they going through all these challenges, you have to go where they are.
I agree.
We
agree.
gonna kill you, but it's only for a small. Look, the dust one on the street right now killing you more, right?
Indeed.
Trust me, when you come around, they're gonna respect you enough not to smoke.
Yes.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
have
Yes.
to go where they are to sit
I
and
agree.
have that dialogue
Yes.
with them. That's the
I
only
agree.
way they're gonna open
Yeah.
up.
So this is what I'm going to say. So even if they don't respect you, still go.
Still go.
Yes.
Still go.
Still go
Yes.
because
So you gain the respect.
Because
Correct.
that's 2819.
Because you keep
At
going.
the end of the day, you got to go.
you have to
go.
go.
You got to go.
That's it.
You have to go where they are because I speaking about what I saw. His very same grandmother, right? Never charged my mother a day for after school for me, my brother. Whether we wanted to go or not, she opened a safe space for us to come. Now, if you go there and do any stupidness, she ring your airbag or she put a link on you and so forth. But we don't really have that transparent around us today, where people open the space for you to come to have the dialogue, whether you're willing to take it or not, but you know for a fact it's there.
So just to piggyback on that, Doc, for me, I look at it as an opportunity. No. Sometimes we say the Virgin Islands is getting to be a place where it might be a little unsafe, right? But when I'm traversing in my vehicle, and sometimes we see people need a ride, to me, that's my opportunity to give that person a ride where they're going and to also have that dialogue. I realize that's the place in my vehicle where I try to communicate and I try to say, well, look, even though getting from point Eastern to Tongue is literally 10 minutes or less, within that short space of span, you can learn some stuff about some people and also provide some level of content as well. So even whether it's on the block, in the car, no matter where we go, we do have those opportunities as well as in our schools. And I believe if our churches can even get into the schools more, you understand? And provide that level of support or talk. That is what is really, truly needed.
That was the original plan anyway for church, to be out in the community.
We the church.
But
Exactly.
I just want y'all to understand that we still coming back 360, right? But I want y'all to understand it's different. Society has taught gender stuff different. You're going to make the girl open up and the boy toughen up. So at the end of the day, we saying the same thing, but I started with it and I finally catch up with what I'm saying. Yeah. Because really and truly,
we need each other. because the female cannot create the space and the male came in too, in a sense. I mean, not.
They had to find their ways. Okay.
They had to find their ways. But no, I feel that we teach the girls to be expressive and open, and we teach the boys to be repressive. I keep saying that one. Like, it's, to me, I feel, I don't know if it's right. I don't get it wrong. Is it repress or suppress? Whichever one. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I don't feel like, because when I think about my son, if my son come and my son explains something to me, and it's like, okay, I can listen and I can deal with it, whatever. But if I notice he coming 3-4 times saying the same thing, I have been guilty, and I'd be like, you gotta deal with this yourself. No, you gotta man up a little bit and deal with this yourself. You can't be coming to mommy all the time for mommy to answer all your, or for mommy to out your fires for you. You gotta learn to man up a little bit.
That's fair.
And I'm listening to you guys, and I'm like, I'm feeling a little bad because I want for him to know that mommy is a safe space. So I'm hoping that the ladies, not just for your relationships, but for your sons. We have to create these safe spaces for the men in our life, period. And as I say, Love Link is about you just stopping and reevaluating and going back. But you have to be accountable. You have to listen and just do some introspection just to see where you are in your life. I have to think, if I honestly have to think, I would be more soft on a girl. I would listen to a girl cry. I would listen to her whatever. But after 3-4 times of listening to a boy, I'd be like, dude. And I think that is because of society.
I think some of it too is I probably shouldn't say it because
Mike.
But I kind of feel a little bit of it too is natural. I think guys kind of naturally.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Something wrong, You're not because someone having stuff like that by your mouth.
Stop.
Hey, hold on.
Stop.
Pause.
Go ahead.
Keep going. But yeah. No, and I think like women too. I mean, if you look at even. I won't say I'm a history buff, but I really do pay a lot of attention to it. And I find even you hear about the women going by the river to wash, and they were at home, and all these kind of things kind of create a space where they didn't have TV all the time, they didn't have radio all the time. How did they then communicate? How did they then you know, they had to become expressive. They had to be expressive. You know, a host of men, whether they were miners or laborers, they left, or sailors, they left.
Yes.
And these women were still in the community. How did they communicate with the little children? You know, hey, you know, I find this calf going on. Well, y'all had the calf too, and they're communicating with each other, sharing with each other.
They used to gossip a lot.
But talk,
you see,
them talking.
They
right?
used to gossip a lot, right? And I tell you from what my mother used to tell me. One of them used to gossip a lot. So they found the places to gossip: the laundromat, when they're in the supermarket, when they're at the salons, when they go to pick up a child from school,
whatever they were doing.
Wherever they met, they spoke. So if Tantisa, Emily husband, late night and the donkey going through the track, so and so, it's gonna take 4 days before he come down the hill when Emily got come, when Tanti got come down the road to go shop, and she got buy her thing.
No, think about the men them now. You in a combat situation. You gotta be silent. You gotta hold your peace. You know what I mean? Think about the men on the wall at Jericho and them kind of things. So, right? You sailing. You out in the seas. You seeing the other stars. Anybody? But you see what color is that? What color is that? No, nobody talking all of this. You know what I mean? You might chase away the fish. Then when they're fishing something, you're just in that space in your mind. So I think just the way that we were set up. You know what I mean? Whether you were ancient or before. Or think about a mason.
Men and women are different though.
A man chiseling a thing. He talking, I'm chiseling now and making the nose and I'm bringing the nose to the mouth, and you know something he didn't even know what he creating. He just in that space, just you know what I mean, doing.
Yeah. You know the movie 300?
Yeah, man.
Before Leonidas became Leonidas, what his father did?
Beat the crap out of
Beat the crap out of him and sent him out into the wilderness to prove himself.
With a wolf, big wolf.
Prove himself as a man. Before he came home, your father did the same thing.
Same
to you.
thing. Sure did.
Indirectly.
Yes,
You
he
check
did.
what I'm saying?
That's why he could have said, this is Sparta. And I got it.
But men and women are different though, so we have to remember that.
Huge.
Which is okay.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we've created a safe space. for you
Yes.
guys.
Thank you.
That's why I say we need each other.
Safe space.
But now let's bring it in terms of relationships. Who's checking for the good guy? We checking for the good guy
No,
or
yes.
the bad guy?
No, yes.
Now, what
Now,
changed?
they say hello to the back.
What changed?
I had
perspective.
Experience?
Age.
Bad experience. Age.
All of that.
All the above.
That's why I said 20 years.
But why are you all attracted to the bad man as opposed to the good man?
Scarface.
I don't know. I think it's like a swag thing. I don't know. I think the popularity and the swag and it's cool at that time. When you're young, it's like, oh, yeah, trend. It's like, okay,
the good
my
man is
friend
boring,
have or they have, so I guess I should. And I think too, the good men were never highlighted.
In what?
No, it didn't low.
There wasn't known. Like the good guys were just really just in the background, in the corner, in the quiet.
I think a lot of it
observing.
too has to do with the chemistry. A good guy might have been a lot more, like as you say, the confidence wasn't there. One of you said something about the confidence. Who said it? Was it you? About you got confidence. Yes, when you went out and you beat up somebody.
Oh, yeah. They take it.
So that moment, that pivotal moment gave you confidence, right?
Yeah.
Some good guys might be a little more
Resolve.
reserved, very passive.
I reject
Yes.
that.
No, I'm being honest.
No, honestly,
I'm telling you what
growing
women,
up.
you can't tell me what women
Some of the
think.
terrible ones in the video.
Why would you think
Oh
that?
my
That's-
No,
gosh!
'cause
that's
While the
stereotype.
bad guys,
That's a stereotype.
Let's
you're
go back.
listening on that. I listen to
This is their
everything.
perspective. This is her perspective.
Honky Han.
Come Lola, start linking.
Go ahead.
No, because it's like sometimes the good guy might be. They might take a little longer to let their intentions be known because they're good guys. While the bad guy would be like, listen.
Straight
you
up.
saying, what you
Straight
want,
up.
What you want to do? What you
No,
want
for
this.
real.
Like,
But I'm not gonna lie. I've had an
it's
experience.
actually better. You know, I might actually appreciate that person better for being.
I have a little story time. Quick. So when I graduated from primary school and I went into high school, first farm, every morning a particular person that I knew from primary school but just knew as a friend began to show interest. Every morning I would get a little love letter in a different color pen. And I'm like, what's going on? What's happening? I didn't see it the way he probably wanted me to see it. I'm like, dang, that's not cute. For a man, yellow pen, pink pen,
More color than the
purple
rainbow.
pen. Let me tell you, but every morning before I leave my homeroom, he always brought it to, express that, I'm liking on you. And I'm like, that was a good guy.
Some girl will probably telling he do that.
No, that's just how he was. But then if a bad guy had a step to him, like, what are you saying, Mama, you good? He's like, I don't know. It's just a thing. Like when you're when you're younger, that's what you think. That's what you associate. I guess a good guy, the bad one. But I guess when you get older, and you mature, and you realize, and the experiences, of course, because I can't lie about that. You the girl that have bushes with them bad boys. But anyways, experience does. Hey,
Sometimes you probably caught the individual at the wrong time,
which one?
First one?
The-
First one.
Maybe both.
I mean, all the
That good do could have
It could be both, because if I am a bad boy or grew up in a situation where I had to learn some things on the street, maturity gonna teach you differently when things start to fall into perspective for you as a man. When you start to look at life differently, you require a wife. Your mannerisms gonna change.
Correct.
The things that person you was before gonna change. And you find sometimes, like we just say on the street now, sometimes you spin the block.
Okay, I understand where you're coming from. But I was just speaking based off of back in primary school, high school, first farm, second farm days. But I see what you're saying, whereas the bad boy back in school could be refined. I
Right.
got you. Okay.
No.
Maturity teaches a lot. A lot.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, if you
And hindsight.
allow it to teach you.
Yeah.
And
If you
hindsight.
allow it to teach you.
Yeah, so I guess at the end of the day, we're saying that the good guys don't always lose. Eventually.
Eventually.
Because she might start off in her younger years thinking the bad boy is it, but
All men, or there are good men all around. Bad boy.
every man.
Previous
Every man.
bad boy.
Every man.
Good
Both reside
boy.
in every man.
Correct.
Yes.
That's the thing.
It's
Good and
which
bad
one you
things.
feed the most.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Which one you bring out to?
Allows it to develop.
Which one you
Exactly.
feed
That's
the
the truth.
most.
Because sometimes y'all women have to be honest. That y'all bring the bad out in us sometimes. Y'all really bring the bad out.
Yes.
Y'all really bring.
really want to make
y'all
it sound
really
much
bring the
like
bad out in us.
Yeah.
And we could come as a very good individual, and it's vice
Yes.
versa.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
can admit.
I
It
think
comes
a
out.
lot of it too is the lack of appreciation.
Yes.
Because if I'm thinking about my best friend, he's the go-to. My best friend is the go-to. He's who's there. He would take care of his elderly parents. If you have a flat tire, that's the person you call. If you need something, he's there. He deals with his kids. He's very respectful. Everything, right? But again, who's checking for him?
He might get called a payload, depending on what circle. I mean,
No. I'm talking about him being there. He makes sure that his kids are taken care of. He deals with his elderly parents.
Responsibilities.
He does, he doesn't complain about anything. He adjusts accordingly to match whatever. But at the end of the
Who
day,
to check on him?
who is checking on him?
Yeah.
know
I
when
understand.
he's
Making
checked
sure he good.
When he's
You know when he's checked on? When his presence is no longer
Yes.
there.
Correct.
yeah.
When his presence is no longer there and
Correct.
you miss it, that's when sometimes we as human beings,
That's a harsh reality.
It's true.
for real.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's
Yeah.
then dead.
Yeah, when
It's
that
true.
person
Yes.
is when that person no longer calls you on a regular basis, or they're no longer visible as much as they used to be. That's when it clicks in you, and I ain't hear from this person in a while.
It's true.
Sometimes we take that for granted.
It's true.
And the
We
funny
take that
thing
con-
we
that
do with
constant.
that too, sometimes Aaron, me hearing from Aaron, right? But this man consistently used to do it or would do it, right? And the first thing he says, so you can't check for nobody. Not
It's true.
Are you okay? No, this go back now to what you were saying initially. So you either have to take it and bill it and show them how to utilize it when they do check in, or you accept it, But sometimes it doesn't happen,
It's true.
They flip it on you as if, oh, where you gone, all of a sudden. And sometimes it is because you checked on them.
Right.
You check back. Like it's something ain't even that you IGO check for you, you know. Is that when you get a chance now, when you catch yourself, you're like, IGO, what's going on with you? And you probably asking that because of what maybe you just went through. And you might have the mentality like, bye, if I going through, probably everybody going through too. So I go, let me check on my people, let me check on. And they flip it on you. Oh, you remember me now? You remember me now, where you was. And, you know, a lot of times we don't choose to indulge and say, you know, well, you know, my mother in the hospital or whatever the case might be or whatever, because you ain't want some like, you're looking sympathy and them kind of story.
Right.
Sometimes you don't want to overwhelm people with what it is you have going on. So, you know, it's like it's a natural reflex.
Not complaining about it.
Yeah.
But I just want the listening audience to know, if you do have anybody in your life right now that you can class as a good man, send them a text right now. Tell them you appreciate them. Ask them how they are doing. Let you walk away from this conversation saying, I check for the good guy.
It's true, because I think when I remember that this month was Men's Mental Health Month, and I sent out a few inspirational mental health stuff for the guys that I know, my friends and stuff, and it's like, you don't even know.
Yeah.
And thank you. And because I appreciate you. Simple. Something simple. And I was like, but it's so simple. Or was them seem simple to me.
Right.
And then it was just, they were so appreciative.
I didn't even know this month was.
You didn't know that?
Was men's mental health. And
Yes,
because
June.
these things are not even
Yes.
highlighted.
Yeah.
If it was
everything
woman's
else.
mental health, you would have
You
known.
would
You
be
check what I'm saying? Even like, for
Yeah.
instance, like Father's Day.
About to say Father's Day.
They got people thought that it would this
Not,
something.
yeah,
Yes,
it's
that's
not
Because with the
even a
mothers,
part
they'll
of,
be the second son,
you know,
they're thinking it's the same thing with the men, but it's not.
You know, when it comes to that, I don't even say check for those things.
What things?
Father's Day, anything with men. I don't really check
that's
for
sad.
it because
That's
the
sad.
reality is
I had to check for the free checkups though.
everything for me, you go out is like, it's all the stops are pulled up for women. You know, most of the shops you go in, women. You know, so I don't even serve check
Okay.
for that kind of
So
stuff.
we can pull it in a little bit. I have a message here that says, evening, anxiety is a medical disorder. It needs professional intervention. It was trivialized a little too much in the discussion.
It was what?
Trivialized a little too much in the discussion. So I'm just reading the message that came through.
Yeah.
But listen, I must say that at the end of the day, whenever we have a Love Link show, I need you to have the conversation even after the show. Do some introspection. If we're talking about who's checking on the good guy, you be the person to be checking on the good guy.
Very much.
You be the person, because you know I'm listening to you guys and I'm kind of internalizing everything. So if I go back to TJ's situation, where TJ is thinking about a bridge, your one text could have been amazing. That would cause him to not even want to go on the bridge.
Right.
And if we have the men out there who's supposed to be strong, air quotation marks, they're supposed to juggle everything. They have to deal with all of these different things. You know, I always say the battlefield should be out there, not in your home. So when you come home, your home's supposed to be your safe haven. And if home is not your safe haven, then that's why the rum shop's so full. I'm being honest. Look at the guys them here. Would you want to go home if home is not appreciative?
No, I sleep in my car.
You sleep in your car?
I sleep in my car.
So, ladies, we have to break the cycle as well. We don't want to create these young men who we birth to be. We gotta break the generational curse.
Yes.
It gotta start somewhere.
Yes.
It has to.
It gotta start somewhere.
Yes.
And if we are noticing, and you know, I'm seeing a future politician and a therapist here with us. We have a pastor also with us. We really and truly need to fix the bleed. We got to fix the bleed. We have a lot of hurting men out there. We have a lot of unappreciated men out there. We need to fix, and it starts with us at the end of the day.
Well, scripture tells us that when it comes to women, the old women must teach.
Yeah.
When it comes to men, the men must teach the boys. Like you said, we have to begin something. Somewhere. And for us men, it's about our level of vulnerability that we also have to share with our children and those single parents in our communities who might not have that father figure in the home, as well as those women figures in the home. So at the end of the day, we have to go back to the statement where it takes a community to build.
Agreed. So I want the girls to also know that toxicity is not cute. We in our older age now can appreciate, we don't want the bad guy. Nobody wants the bad guy, but we kind of
Say hello to
teach
the
it.
bad guy.
Yeah, we kind of teach it. And when I listen to like some of my younger students, because I teach Sunday school and all of that stuff, you would see the prettiest, smartest girls going with the high school dropouts who on a scooter. It infuriates me. And it infuriates me because they think it's cute. You have somebody who have a scooter, who have a ride, who has somebody who can take you around. And we teach the toxicity because at the end of the day, these boys don't care about these girls. It's just a, what do you say?
Body count.
A body count, thank you. It's just a body count at the end of the day. They do whatever they have to do to get them. So it's not just the boys we have to target. We have to target the girls as well to teach them. Because if they know that if they are bad, they can get the goal, you don't think they can be bad? The men ain't gonna come bad? Are you all gonna come
yeah.
mad? Yes?
Definitely.
Hit me again.
Yeah. Definitely.
If I'm growing up,
Societal, yeah.
society has basically created the monsters. So if I am feeling, okay, the girls them only checking the bad boys, why would I be good?
That's a
You're a
no.
bad boy. Yeah.
Why would I want to be good?
Of course.
Of course.
I'm going to now turn to be bad. So now the girls, we have to be the ones to say, no, we want good guys.
So make jokes.
You know, so it's both genders. It's not just the boys.
I'd like to add that, I think
Go ahead.
that I think a good man is a journey. Because it ain't like, oh, you just reach, you know what I mean? I think a good man is a journey because it's like a lifestyle where the destination isn't defined indefinitely until your last breath. That's where, like we talk about, oh, you miss this person, but you could indefinitely define this person based off of their journey or their life as that was a good man.
Yeah.
Because now we got it
Yeah.
done.
Correct.
So it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
To me, it's continuous.
Indeed.
It's not a final, by Joe. On the 14th of June, he's a good man, and that's it. He get he good man award. That's it for the rest of his life. He's a good man. No, it still requires because tomorrow, you could say, but he was talking about being a good man. He getting caught now.
Right.
You understand? So,
It's a journey.
yeah,
It's a journey.
yeah,
It's a journey. You gotta
Right.
develop it.
So to the good men that are listening, don't stop being good. Don't stop being good. Still continue to do what you have to do. And to the ladies who are listening, if you have a good man or you have access to a good man, whether it's your god brother, your uncle, your cousin, it doesn't matter. Let them know. Thank you.
Check on.
I appreciate you very, very much. And just show genuine love, consistently. Not because you want something.
We wrapping it up. TJ, you have anything to say?
Well, I just want for us who haven't experienced it in our home, as in an example. For those of us who haven't experienced that example of what a good man is, good man does, I just want us to know, and I'm gonna turn it over here to my guy here, because I'm still gonna advocate for therapy. I'm gonna still advocate for that because it is a way where you can express yourself. It's a place where you can be you can be vulnerable, and I'm happy that D to the R to the T is here. So he could also put in his plug again, because it's, to me, very important for us to push back the darkness. I know, do you know that song? You know, pushing back that darkness, because at the end of the day, we are in a battle. It's not a battle against woman and man. You understand? It's not a battle with flesh and blood, but it's a battle.
Push it in. Shake up.
But it's a battle really and truly for the heart of man. When we look at scripture, when we get deeper into the word, we know that the male seed is a very important aspect of God's design. And if we don't realize the spiritual battles that we are fighting, especially to suppress the man, and for the man to not be in his rightful position and place, we don't realize that we are losing these battles.
Right.
You understand? So, I just want my brother here to also, before he leaves, put in another plug. Because for me, and I've always said it, Henny has always said it, we've always said it here, to me, when you can't find your way, holler for him.
Correct.
So yes, thank you for that. Please help. Please find help. A lot of times good men think they're by themselves. You're not by yourself. Find someone to help, to talk through your issues, your trauma, your past. We've all been through negative things. Find someone to express, and not only someone to express to, but someone can take the information and help build upon it. But what does the scripture say? It says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So you can't love your neighbor unless you love yourself. Right. And part of my job as a therapist is to help you find out who you are, based on what you've been through, and to find your strengths and weaknesses. So I'm happy to assist whoever needs help, because we need help. We're in a crisis here in the Virgin Islands. All these young men are running around, they don't know who they are. And my desire is to help them find themselves, relationships, marriages. A shameless plug. I recently released a new book to Why We Fight. Check it out, because we want the relationship to be healed in the Virgin Islands. Right. There's a fight against marriages in the Virgin Islands.
There is. So, Doc, before you further conclude, let us know what the name of the company is, and let us know how to contact.
And the name and the book, where to find the book? Okay,
so my company is Livingston Counseling Services, and you can reach me at in my secretary at 540-1581. Just call that number, and we're happy to connect with you, make some type of appointment. The book is found at whywefight.ebook.com. It's an ebook. You can download it because it talks about the conflict within the marriage and how to get out of it. Because we all go through different things. We all go through seasons, and this book helps you fight those battles. And instead of fighting each other, we fight now for our marriage.
Okay.
And so I'm very confidential and very private. I would never expose you, because I realize that we all need help. I myself as well. So.
Say that number again.
Yes, 540-1581.
Thank
you. All right, Aaron. You have anything to say?
Not much more than I've said already, but I was grateful for the conversation amongst you guys.
We're grateful for you.
Because it gives me also an open space to speak about a lot of things that I experienced, but also to let people see a different side of me. Based on experience. I speak based on my knowledge comes from a lot of experience. Things I've seen, things I heard, things I've been through. The traumas of life itself, but how I was able to overcome them, because I can tell you, many of my friends or the people around me would never have believed I would have become married myself. But, I think I found a woman who could have deal with a lot of what I was to morph me into what I am. And it's still a challenge. I used to believe that marriage would have been this quick thing in you're gonna be perfect, but then I had to learn along the way. Look, boy, a lot of stupidness you gotta deal with. Because a lot of stupidness with yourself. Yeah. You become stubborn to some of your ways. You don't want to change them. Yep. But if you find somebody who's willing to battle through with you like that, go through it, in have the conversations, and create a safe space, and boy, it's a journey. And I would encourage, if you can deal with it, find yourself a good partner. Because nobody wants to die alone. Nobody wants to live alone either. You know, yeah, you know, but I think Love Link has really been one of those shows where you can speak as an adult. You know, there's no scrutinizing, and it's also a learning platform for the community and the people around. You know, people learn. Every conversation, even the one we had by Skelton Billard, there's still persons that would speak about that, the level of conversation when it comes to partners hiding money from this person. You know,
that was a good
trust me,
conversation.
even as of last week, someone close to me brought it up. You know, so you can see these conversations resonate with people in the community. And I just think as a community, we need to be confidential. Because that is one of the main factors why we don't express ourselves. Because we're so small as a community.
Yes.
I know Gio know James. James know Tompkins. Tompkins know my dear sister by Hennessy no Lola. So if I say something to you, by the time it comes down here, it don't water down so much that the wrong information don't fly over here. You just want to make sure that if I come to Gio with something, I tell my wife, there's something you would never know. Because they're going to stay there to my heart. There's some things I have in conversation with some of my friends that would never be spoken of, never in life be spoken of, because they trust me.
Right.
And I would trust them the same way. You know, so if they kill somebody, I'm sorry, but the only person gonna know is me, them, and God. You know? It just so happens that way, you know, so.
Or kill a cricket. I mean, just.
Yeah. I'm just saying, you know, to that degree, you know, trust and loyalty out here is a rare factor amongst human beings today.
That's a fact.
Because social media has taught us.
So you're giving us a topic for the next time.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The next
You're giving us a
topic.
topic for the next time, because you can't drop that and think you just want.
Kevin.
We close. You know the show. You want to drop something like this.
Yes, trust and loyalty is a rare factor in society today. Social media has just taught us how to just expose everybody, expose everything, not understanding the ramifications behind it at all. So when you find,
Just got me know.
yeah, so I don't keep my mouth shut there because, like I said, these things are boiling.
We aiming for the next live show. So I'm gonna ask Aaron what the topic is gonna be. So he look like he have some good ideas.
Correct.
That's WhatsApp.
Well, I don't have much to say. Just want to say thank you guys for coming on. I gonna say my little 2 cents real quick, and I'll be done. Tonight reminded us that good men don't just need our admiration; they need our support. They need spaces where they can be honest, vulnerable, and human. So before you leave tonight, think about the good men in your life. Not what they provide, not what they accomplish, just them. And ask yourself, when was the last time I checked on him?
That's good.
Love it.
I love that.
That's good.
Love it. Yeah. So if you know anybody who needs to hear this show, please tag them. What did I say? Like and share. Like love up live. And let persons know. Most of our shows I find out they're being kicked off of Facebook. So find us on YouTube. Facebook is giving you like a limit now, guys.
Yeah.
So it's like the show is up for like a month or 2, and then they kick it off. I guess the volume is too much, yeah. So they have too much lives being stored on their database. So they're kicking you off after like a month or 2.
Okay.
And then you can pretty much watch us on YouTube, because YouTube is also there. So share up. Yeah, definitely. Yes, and ring the bell. So that's it for me. Until next.
Rico, before you end, one last message that came in that says, great show, guys. Hope we get to see more male guests on the show from time to time.
Hint, hint.
Hint, hint.
Male has great knowledge.
We must end as a competition. Why? But yes, I do agree. Yeah. I definitely do agree. So thank you guys for listening and for staying with us. But we don't. What do I say on Cribs? You don't have to go home, but
Cribs?
you gotta get the.
Oh,
out
then I'm
ahead.
in the club. Sorry, bad.
You don't gotta go home, but keep the love link alive.
All right. So with that, guys,
We gonna
say good night.
Not coming clean.